What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be playing some Mowu Proliferate. I'm sorry if I can get the name out. There's a, argument to be made for just plussing 3 so they can't kill us next turn, guaranteed. But I'm a risk taker, so, ooh, Pledge of Unity. Well, that's actually fantastic for us, if they don't have a counter spell. So yeah, basically, just as the name implies, we're going to be focusing on getting this this muscly hound down and giving him counters, and then proliferating those counters to give him even more counters. So Mowu reads, if one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on Mowu Loyal Companion, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on it instead. So every time we go to put one +1/+1 counter, you're instead going to put 2. Now if you go to put 3 +1/+1 counters, you're instead going to put 4. You're not going to put 6 or double it or whatever. So be mindful of that. But it is still a very nice card, and it comes down innately with Trample and Vigilance, so really strong. And for 4 mana, it's just a fun card to play. So yeah, that's gonna be our set or our focus for this deck, and now we're gonna hop right into the deck tech or the deck breakdown. But before we do, as I've been doing here recently, if y'all enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and a comment in the comment section for any suggestions on this deck, future decks, or past decks. There's something else. Oh yeah, if you're new here, consider subscribing. We try to play fun and interesting, and sometimes just decks like this where it may not be anything too new, but it's a fun deck nonetheless, and it's pretty good. So yeah, kicking us off, we're gonna have 4 copies of Llanowar Elves. Obviously helps us with ramp, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Grateful Apparition, 1/1 flying creature that reads, whenever it deals combat damage to either a planeswalker or a player, proliferate. Fantastic, right? And we have 3 copies of Growth Chamber Guardians, because I only have 3 copies. Normally, if you see this card, you do see all 4 copies being ran. Nonetheless, it's a 2/2, and it can adapt for 2 for 3 mana. And whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on it, you can search your whole library for another Growth Chamber Guardian and put it into your hands. You also reveal that card, so it's fairly good at restocking your hands with creatures. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Incubation Druid. Now, if you can throw a +1/+1 counter on this creature, or any amount of counters for that matter, whenever you tap it, instead of just adding 1 mana, it'll add 3 mana of any land that you produce. So it can even add 3 mana of plains, or 3 green mana, whatever. So, and then this card kind of combos in with Incubation Druid, right? If you play Pollenbright Druid right after an Incubation Druid, what you're going to do is you're going to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and that creature is going to be your incubation, meaning you spent 2 mana and then gained 3. So, it's still going to help you ramp quite a bit. Moving us down, we do have 2 copies of Saproling Migration, because we're playing things like Pledge of Unity and March of the Multitudes and Tristani and Ajani The Greathearted. Having a lot of creatures down definitely benefits us. So yeah, this is just going to be some little creatures that we can give counters to and make a little bit bigger. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Gideon Blackblade, a card that I'm just an absolute huge fan of. And being able to give your Mowu lifelink or indestructible is just fantastic, as well as being a pretty solid body himself. So moving us down, we have 2 copies of Unbreakable Formation. Hopefully this will help you keep your units alive up against things like Ritual Soots or Deafening Clarions or Cleansing Novas, whatever it may be. So, moving us down, we have 2 copies of Evolution Sage. Whenever a land enters battlefield under your control, proliferate. So you can go up to 3 copies if you want. It's really up to how much you want to be proliferating. Me personally, I think I think 2 to 3 copies is about all you'll ever really want. 4 copies, I mean, it just gets to the point where you're playing Evolution Sage and you have nothing to really proliferate. But yeah, it is an excellent card while it is down. So maybe 3 copies is the sweet spot. Maybe 2 is too few, and 3 or 4 is too many. So not quite sure. Still playing around with the numbers. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Pledge of Unity. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control, as well as gaining 1 life for each creature we control. So helps keep us alive in those aggro matchups. Moving us down, we have 3 copies of Conclave Tribunal for some easy and cheap removal, as we're going to be playing a whole lot of creatures. 3 copies of Mowu, who we've already talked about. 3 copies of Ajani The Greathearted, which is, like I've already said, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Planeswalker from the entire set. 4 mana, static effect, gives all creatures you control vigilance. +1 effect, you gain 3 life, and -2 effect, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, as well as giving all other planeswalkers you control another loyalty counter. Now we're not playing any other planeswalkers, so that effect won't really be proccing, but it is still nice to add in there. Movement is down. We have 2 copies of Tristani Discordant. All other creatures we control get +1/+1, as well as creating 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens whenever it enters the battlefield, as well as at the beginning of each end step, each player gains control of all creatures they own. So say that you're using a mass manipulation and you throw this down, all of your creatures are going to come back to you, right? Or same thing with the pirate lady, hostage taker. There we go. So it does have that third effect, which sometimes helps. Movement is down. We have 2 copies of March of the Multitudes, which is going to be the cap on our deck, and this is just fantastic for getting, you know, again, large number of creatures down that we can then Pledge of Unity onto, or use Ajani the Greathearted and make them really, really, really big. So that's going to do it for the deck tech or the deck breakdown, and now we're going to hop right into some matches. GM Joker going to be our first foe, and we probably are just going to keep the first 3 games here regardless, just because it is Mother's Day and I have been spending time elsewhere and would like to continue to do so. However, I still wanted to get up a video for everyone that still watches and plays and enjoys Magic on the holidays, because I'm definitely one of those people that you know, oftentimes I find myself playing games on the holidays, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you know, it's how you enjoy yourself. So that's a bit awkward. The fact that they chose not to use the Fanatical Firebrand really puts us in a hard situation, because if we throw down the Grateful Apparition, they're obviously going to Firebrand the Apparition. If we save Unbreakable for when they go to use Firebrand on a Llanowar, that's just a bit wasteful. So yeah, I think we just leave the board state as is. It's not pretty, but it's how it has to go. No attacks. They're really waiting all the way to the end, huh? That's unfortunate. Oh no, they didn't even do it on our turn. Maybe here? It's just a bit of a mystery as to when they actually will go for the Firebrand play. If we can manage to get down Grateful and have enough for Unbreakable, that would be fantastic. However, that is quite well, it's 2 turns away. It's not forever away, but it could definitely be a good tempo swing for us. So we'll just have to see. GM Joker seems like they're playing mono red. We could very well still pull this out though. Y'all know I don't like to give up hope until all hope is truly lost. So shocking ourselves for that 2 in the beginning was really unfortunate. We didn't know what they were going to play in my defense though, so we will throw down the Gideon. And I mean, we might as well stack up the charge and give our Llanowar indestructible. We'll see if the Firebrand takes or sacks out here to stop the indestructible, that is. No. I'm not gonna attack. And Gideon will flip over being Planeswalker. Now they have 3 damage on the board. However, not all 3 damage can get through to my Gideon, so the Wizard's Lightning and then a shock? Oh, that's rough. Okay, so Gideon did get dealt with, but that's more removal that could have either gone to our face or to our other creatures, so honestly it's not the world's worst. This is gonna be risky, I know, but I'm gonna go no blocks. And oh goodness, of course I'm gonna pay the 2 and throw down the Grateful. And now we're just gonna pass back to their turn. My plan is to use Unbreakable, and this way we can keep our units, kill their units, hopefully have a leg up here. Okay, so there's the Unbreakable. Our units are safe. And we have a Ajani that can come down next turn, so what I'm thinking is we throw down a Ajani, minus him, attack in with Grateful, and everything will get a little bit bigger. They shouldn't have attacked. Well, if they didn't attack with the Power Master, they wouldn't get the damage in with the Lava Runner, so I don't know, maybe that was the right play. Skewer the Critics coming at my face, that hurts. Alright, so yeah, I think it's just I think we just go with the Ajani. Now there is a argument to be made for just plussing 3 so they can't kill us next turn guaranteed. But I'm a risk taker, so we're gonna make sure we can get some proliferations down. Because who doesn't like taking risk, right? Now, Grateful, you just have to survive for 1 turn. If you can do that, I can promise you'll be safe. I can't promise my face will always be safe, but I can promise that you will be safe. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so no matter what, they don't have lethal. Firebrand. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so we can make a comeback here. We can do it. Incubation Druid. Ooh, that's really spicy considering we have a March too. So what I'm thinking we're definitely going to plus the 1 on the Ajani. So what I'm thinking we do is go ahead and play the Incubation. And play the Pollenbright. And we will give a counter instead of just proliferating. Proliferating would allow us to deal more damage, however I want to make sure that counter gets on the Incubation Druid. We will gain the 3 life, so no matter what they draw into, they can't kill us. Because if we stay at 6 life, okay, and GM Joker's just going to scoop it out. So yeah, game 1, Selesnya Proliferate, stomping our mono red foes. Awesome. Awesome sauce. It always feels nice whenever you can beat mono red. So yeah, we're going to go and hop into a game 2 here. And Kana Muna? And Anka and Kan Muna? I don't know. Not quite sure on the name. Ooh. This is a slow hand, and especially on the draw. I am going to keep it because we have a lot of land, which, could bode very well for us. Or we could just get flooded. That's okay. Hell, we're only 1 land away from being able to kick down our Saproling Migration, which I guess is something. Our foes go in grixis, which never feels very well, right? But I'm thinking we actually might just throw down the Saproling Migration for the 2 here. Maybe we'll wait till next turn. See if we draw out anything that can keep us going. I just don't want to play the Ajani and have 0 creatures to buff, right? So let's see. If they Thought Eraser this turn, they're probably taking the Ajani. No Thought Eraser. Maybe they have some counter spells? That is enough mana to kick out our Saproling Migration. We can't always play for the future. Let's go. Let's go with my 2 little Saprolings. Anyways, so yeah, Grixis Control. It has become one of the scarier, become one of the scarier decks for me to face in my road of jankiness. So I think I just want to throw down a Pollenbright Druid and put the +1/+1 counter on itself. Try to build up so I can hit a huge march and then minus on the Ajani to give all the creatures. Because I don't want to throw down the Ajani. Oh, also if I'd have thrown Ajani down, that Bedevil would have really hurt. Wouldn't have hurt our faces, but it would have hurt my soul to see it and feel it. So yeah, here's the thing with control is you kind of got to let them burn themselves out, right? They're going to be rocking a lot of removal or a lot of counter spells, so you got to get in your plays when you can, where you can. Try and go wide on them. Hopefully they don't have 10,000 Cry of the Canariums in hand, right? So yeah, throw down a big march. Hopefully they don't cries. Then we had Johnny. Thing with Cry though is it hits all creatures with 2, so we need to hit the Ajani plus proliferate on our soldiers. So that's going to be the difficult thing. Ongroth's Rampage, sure. I mean, they sure are using removal at every turn, right? And to be quite honest, that's not the world's worst thing. We're still not going to throw down the Ajani, as we've seen that they do have a lot of removal. Also, I do apologize if y'all can hear it raining. It's It's really starting to pick up here. So back to my turn. I guess we're just gonna keep building our land. They're a little bit screwed as far as mana goes, and we're doing all right for ourselves. So we can march on their turn if we want to, and then we can go into the Ajani next turn. But again, we can't. Wow, it's really coming down out there. We can't proliferate yet, so it's a bit of a problem. We will just have to wait and see. May need to close my window actually. Might help a little bit with the sound. The other window is of course still open. They're using another bedevil, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and play this. And what can we play it for? 4? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and get down four little soldiers, and we'll throw down the Ajani on our turn. Hopefully they don't have Cry here. That'll be what? 8 damage? That's not bad. It's not bad at all. But again, Cry could still take us out very easily, so we'll just have to wait and see. These control matchups are always ritual. You know, same difference, whatever. Yeah, no real reason to play what's in our hand. Our opponent's still just goodness. The amount of removal they have is insane. Alright, well, I guess we gotta get rid of the Ajani, because we can't allow their Nicol to run free, right? So we will Conclave the Nicol. Goodbye. We will throw down a Mowu. Hello. And yeah, hopefully we can draw into another Ajani. You know, that's pretty much all we can really hope for. Maybe even a Pollenbright Druid would be a-okay with me at this point. We will wait and see though. Braskus, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Considering Braskas, they've played so much removal. All right, let's see if you have another ritual or maybe another Cry. We've seen 6 removal cards so far and 1 creature. Past that, all land. And it is coming down hard out there. Feel like a weatherman partly. And today's forecast, rain with a side of rain. Maybe I should go close that other window too so it doesn't bounce in here. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll just cut this out. Our opponent's taking forever. Alrighty, and I'm back. Probably won't even cut that out, honestly. Just shut the window. And they just used Enter the God Eternals. Cool. So we'll throw down an Evolution Sage and no attacks. Liliana Dreadhorde.
This isn't your average zombie horde.
This isn't your average zombie. What'd you say, army? Sure, sure.
Rise.
This chick is bonkers. Alright, well, let's see what they do here. They have 1 mana left, deciding on whether or not to attack in. If they attack, we're probably just going to take it. No attack. Oh, and we're still getting flooded. Alrighty. Well, it fits with the weather, so sure, why not? And now we'll wait for our opponent to take another 5-minute turn. 'Cause that's always fun in Magic. So, how's y'all's Mother's Day going? Good, I hope. Hope y'all have been celebrating, taking your moms out to dinner, or lunch, or breakfast, whatever it may be. Alrighty. I guess we're looking for a lot of things from our deck. Anything but a land really would probably help. Another Saproling Migration would kind of be depressing to see, but I think we've actually played both of them now in this game, yeah? Yeah, okay. So we don't have to worry about that. Maybe another Ajani would be nice. Another Mowu would be okay. We don't really have a way to give them a counter right yet. Our opponent's, you know, running through their timeouts, and I'm running through conversational topics, so yeah, a whole lot of running going on. People wonder why I get irritated at people taking so long in matches. This is why. There's a finite combination of possibilities of what you can do on your turn. I don't believe it takes this long. And we know that they're active because they've been wheeling over stuff and whatnot. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're just very indecisive.
Good help is easy to find in war.
Or maybe it's someone teaching someone else how to play the game. That could be it. Either way, we're not going to be able to deal with this too much longer, and it's looking like they're going to win anyways. Like, if they get their Liliana up one more, it's kind of game over. We only get left with one creature, one land. Sure, we get to keep the Conclave, but, ooh, Pledge of Unity. Well, that's actually fantastic for us, if they don't have a counterspell. If they have a counterspell, I'm probably just going to take it as a loss in this game, too. I don't think any amount of victories is worth this this waiting. By the way, not to be confused, I still have fun with the game even whenever I'm waiting. It's just filling the dead air in a video, in a YouTube video as a content creator, feels really, really like bad. At least from my perspective, I feel really bad whenever I'm like, well guys, I promised you content on a deck, but instead I'm here talking about, you know, whatever, Mother's Day weekend and all kinds of crazy stuff. So thankfully our opponent has to resolve every action we do, otherwise we could be done with this turn. Hey, looky there, they've actually ran out of timeouts. That's kind of a nice feeling though, right? Now, we can go all in on the Liliana. We're going to lose some units, but so are they. I really just don't want to lose the Sage. We lose 1/3/3, but deal with both of their 2/2s, and they also draw a card. And if we swing in with Sage, they defend Sage. We kill each of their 2/2s. Also get in one on the Liliana. They make another 1/1 come next turn. But we can kill Liliana come next turn. We just can't allow her to go for 2 more turns, right? Alright. Whoa! No blocks? No blocks at all. Well, if there's ever a time to appreciate the opponent having a thought erasure, now's the time. Also, our opponent's playing very oddly, right? Why would you not at least kill a Saproling with your 4/4 army? They have another Liliana in hand, maybe? I mean, hell, even killing one of the Saprolings, using a double block on the other one, and taking 3 to the face with Liliana, she's still at 5 health. You can still -4 her, make me sacrifice my evolution and my other Saproling, and you still have your 4/4 on the board and your Liliana, right? I don't know, it just seems like there is a better course of action there than just saying, oh, well, 3 attackers coming at my Liliana, guess she's dead. Fantastic for us, so I really shouldn't be complaining, but, you know, that's me, the guy that complains. So we still can't attack in, really. Having the Incubation Druid is nice, for sure. I would like to attack in, but now that we don't really have a Liliana threatening us, I'm just going to sit on the defensive, honestly. I feel like that's a perfectly sound plan. No need to throw away our Saprolings at their 4/4. Although, hell, if they if they defend their face as well as they defend their Lilianas, we could win this game very easily. We'll see. We shall see. Incubation Druid ramping us doesn't do too much for us unless we get a another march out. I think we have 2 or 3 in the deck. I'm wanting to say 3. Okay, so there goes our Evolution Sage, and they're going to make an 8/8 out of their 4/4. Maybe that's why they didn't want to risk it any. I don't know, it just still seems a bit odd. Well, let's see what they do with their attack phase if they swing in with their 8/8. No, they don't. Okay, well, let's go ahead and adapt our Incubation Druid. And we're right back on the land draws. That's okay. Even though our Evolution Sage did just get dealt with, we're not in the world's worst position. This is a very slow game, so we might only get out 2 games today because of how slow this game is going. But it's a okay matchup. I was gonna say it's a fun matchup, but like, let's be real, it's an okay matchup. They're kind of taking long on their turns. However, this is like, you know, Grixis and Mass versus Selesnya Proliferate, and it's actually getting to see both sides playing hands and playing cards. So, you know, it's kind of nice. It's like a battle of the new age decks, battle of the new standard. Come on, Nicole, do your +1 effect. I don't think the -3 is really that okay. They just scoop it out all of that time just for a scooperino. Alrighty, well, I think that is going to be it for today's video. I know it is going to be rather short, but again, it is Mother's Day, and I'm trying to enjoy my day off with my girl and the holidays and whatnot. So, thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, you know, do all that fun stuff I said in the beginning, as always, I'll see y'all either tonight or tomorrow. Peace.